everybody, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am very excited to be back with a process video for you today for the Wild Whisper design team. And I'm going to play with this Tinbit Travels collection. So I have the collection pack and the stamp set on my desk, and I'm going to work with some older pictures today. So lately I have found this box of pictures from when I was a kid that I have been wanting to kind of get into albums and play around with a little bit. So I have 3 pictures and I've cut them all the same. And these are by no means amazing pictures, but they tell an important story. So I definitely feel like I need to have them in my albums and documented. So I'm going to kind of stack them up on this piece of white cardstock. And I'm choosing some colors of Catherine Pooler ink that I know will match. So I've got a light blue and a green and a brown. So we're kind of going with this like camp outdoorsy vibe. So I'm going to take my gel plate, and I went ahead and used my brayer to put some of the blue ink on there. And then I'm taking the green and the brown and adding in some splatters, which are just going to give my circles that I am creating here some definition. So I'm going to keep going with this kind of same exact process just to make a few circles throughout my layout. And so knowing that I'm going to have my 3 images kind of stacked up on top of each other in a column, that's kind of helping me decide where I want these circles to go. So I'm going to have 2 kind of diagonal on that photo line, and then I have a little tiny one off the bottom of the page, and then one on the other kind of side where I can build an embellishment cluster. And it's funny because these remind me so much now of like a world globe, and that is not really what I was going for, but that's kind of what it ends up looking like. So then I'm going to take the stamps from the Wild Whisper stamp set that match this collection, and I'm adding some of those in black ink to my circles. So one of them has a campfire, this little one is going to get a lantern. There's one that has this big outline of a camper that's going to go up in the top, and then I have this little one of these oh, I can't even think of the name of them at the moment. A little plant down there on the bottom. And then there's this stamp that has these dots that kind of look like rocks. And we're going to add those to each of our clusters. And I'm bringing in that pop of red for those. And that red is going to kind of play throughout the collection. It matches our pattern paper. I'm using it to add this little phrase to each of my clusters as well. I did go back and add some more green splatters throughout my layout, although a bunch of them are going to end up getting covered up by the time I put my pictures in there, which, you know, is kind of how mixed media goes. So then I'm going to go ahead and grab the pattern paper, and I have, I was looking to see which one I really wanted to use, and I love that these give the look of mixed media already done for you. So I wanted to use red because I feel like this pop of red is just really kind of makes everything stand out. So I'm going to go through and trying to conserve paper and wanting some additional texture. I tear a bunch of frames all with little pieces. So rather than just putting all my photos together on one big block, I'm kind of tearing this paper apart and using just little bits of it to make a frame all the way around, and then I'm just going to go ahead and glue all those pieces together. So it's kind of the roundabout way to make a frame, but I didn't want to use up my whole sheet of paper. I was being kind of, silly about it because I wanted to save this paper for something else. So I did that, and I went ahead and glued all of those, and then I want my title to say Camp Life. So I went ahead and grabbed these black, thick Bella Boulevard stickers, and I'm going to spell out Camp Life along the middle photo in my cluster. And I have to, do a little bit of letter surgery to get the letters that I want, which is nothing unusual because I always use up all the E's. You guys, what is it with these alphabet packs? I did like this little green kind of sticker border, so I'm just tearing it up into different pieces and kind of adding it to each of my clusters, just bringing in another pop of color. And then I grabbed this ephemera pack from Bo Bunny, which just has some pieces left. It's in my leftover bin, but I thought it was adorable that I could put that little marshmallow roasting stick stuck out and have it look like it's over the campfire. And then I also am going to take this fish and put that on some foam and make it look like my sister's fishing pole is catching this fish. And so I'm just kind of playing around with some little details. I added a little arrow at the bottom. I'm going to make a little embellishment cluster up here at the top. Nothing too fancy here. I really want my mixed media and my stamping to kind of show throughout my layout. So I'm not going to do a ton of die cuts or stickers or that kind of thing. I'm just adding a few little pieces. I am going to fix this arrow, and you'll see it better in the close-ups, but I'm going to take and I cut the arrow in half, and then I'm going to add these little lines to make it look like it's like stuck through that tag. So hopefully you can see what I mean by that when you look at the layout, because in my head it makes sense. I am going to add just a few Nuvo drops to each of my clusters, but that's really going to do it. So the major focus of this layout was getting that really cool kind of mixed media background going on. And once I had that done, then it was just a matter of adding my pictures and a few pieces of torn pattern paper, and it really makes the layout come together fast. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing my take on this. Grab your Tinbit Travels collection because it is super fun, and I'll see you guys really soon. Bye!